What is going on, guys? Now today I'm going to be bringing you guys a very close singles battle that I had against the one and only Blaid. We were in a Skype call and he was like, hey, do you want to have a singles battle? And I was like, you know what? I could really go for a single battle right now. And so here we are. So I guess I should go over my team really quick. I have a Scarf Talucha, a specially defensive Gudra, a specially defensive Rapier, physically defensive Fortress, Calm Mind 3 attacks, Gardevoir with the Megastone, and a bulky Volcarona. Now, the only real threats that stand out to me on Dean's team are the Honchkrow, because as long as Honchkrow is around, Gardevoir is not going to be able to do anything. It can just come in and sucker punch me, and I'm going to have a very bad time. The second threat on his team is a Gourgeist. Now, you may be thinking, well, Tyler, you have answers for it. You have Volcarona. Yeah, but, I mean, there's no way. If I switch in Volcarona, he has answers for it. He has Florges, he has Moltres, so I'm not going to be able to kill that thing with Volcarona. I do have other means to take it out. I do have Fire Blast on Gudra, which I do believe he does not know that I have it. And I also have Aerial Ace on Hawlucha, which is not as reliable just because now it is super effective. Gourgeist is very physically defensive, so a weak move like Aerial Ace coming from a semi-weak attack stat in Hawlucha, really not going to do that much. But anyways, that's enough on the team preview, so let's go ahead and get right into the match. Alright, so like I said, this is a battle against the one, the only Blaid. Now, I'm going to go ahead and lead it with my Hawlucha, and Dean's going to go ahead and lead it with his Gourgeist. Right off the bat, I'm going to go for the U-turn first turn. He does frisk my Choice Scarf, which is probably another reason why he let off with Gourgeist, just to frisk my item, and also knowing that it checks most of my team. So, thinking that I can, take any hit from Gourgeist. I don't mind getting burned, I just want to get my hazards up. I would have liked to have Stealth Rocks, but nonetheless, I would want to set up some hazards anyway. So here I'm thinking I can just set up spikes. He's probably going to switch out knowing he can't do that much to me. But here he pulls the Fire Blast out of his ass and I'm like, what? Gourgeist gets Fire Blast and he's like, yep. And I was like, oh. So Fortress just gets absolutely annihilated and I'm just like, oh. So Conkeldurr just became more of a threat. If it has Stone Edge, then that's going to be very bad. But here I'm going to bring in my Volcarona. Knowing that he's going to be scared out, I'm just going to go for the +1 in Quiver Dance. He's going to bring in his Florges, and I'm thinking, well, I might as well just go for a Fire Blast to see how much it does, just to see how specially defensive this thing is. And Fire Blast at +1 does absolutely nothing. Would have liked to got the burn, but you can't, complain that I didn't get it because it's only 30% chance. But nonetheless, I am going to go into my Rapier, knowing that if he does want to go for the Moon Blast, it's not going to do that much, just because I do have a lot of special defense investment. So here, I'm going to go for the Rock Blast. I continually go for Rock Blast on this Florges, just because I know it will do a lot of damage, nonetheless. And if he does want to bring in Honchkrow or Moltres, I can hit that thing super effectively. But I guess knowing that I could predict that and go for Rock Blast, he does bring in Conkeldurr. Good play. Now I know that he's probably going to set up thinking that I'm going to switch out, so I'm going to go for the Dragon Tail, and he does bulk up, which is great. So I get the shuffle Conkeldurr out, and in comes Arbok. Now here he makes a very ballsy play. I guess he thought that he could take a Earthquake, or I don't know what he was predicting, but I predicted him to switch out, but he actually goes for the Coil. But like I said, I guess he thought that at +1 or +1 defense and me being at -1, he would be able to take an Earthquake, but that was very ballsy. So I just Dragon Tail him out into Honchkrow. He sets up a sub. I guess he did make a huge misplay. He knew that I had Rock Blast, so I don't know why he set up a sub. I guess he thought that I had Stone Edge for whatever reason. But I'm able to just break through the sub and take him out with a Rock Blast. I did get a crit. But if I were to hit one more time, he would have died anyway, so we both came to the conclusion that that crit really didn't matter unless I got really unlucky. Which I basically got the opposite of that. So, I'm going to bring in my... After he brings in Gourgeist, I'm going to switch out Rapier into Gudra. Now here, I thought that he knew that I had Fire Blast, so I'm going to switch out into Rhyperior, predicting him to go back into Florges, but he didn't. He just goes for the Leech Seed. So now I'm thinking that he doesn't fear the Fire Blast, so I'm going to go back into Goodra, thinking that he's just going to go for another Will-O-Wisp again. So I'm going to go for Fire Blast. He does in fact stay in. I knew that he was just going to go for another Leech Seed. But now that he knows that I have Fire Blast, I don't think that he's going to stay in at this point. That was probably the only reason why he stayed in before, is that he knew that he didn't know that I had Fire Blast. Kind of like that I didn't know that he had Fire Blast on Gourgeist. So he's going to switch on American Size, and he's going to bring in John Johnson. I'm just going to go for another Fire Blast. I don't really care if he brings in Florges at this point, because I can just switch out. It was probably the better play that he brought in Conkeldurr at this point, because I really can't do anything, and I know that he's running the specially defensive Conkeldurr set with Bulk Up, which in my opinion is the best set for it. So he's just going to go for the Mach Punch. I knew that he was going to go for a Mach Punch, otherwise I would have just stayed in and went for another, I would have went for a Dragon Pulse, but I didn't want him bulking up just in case he predicted me to do that. So I'm going to bring in Volcarona. I do take the Mach Punch pretty well. He's going to go for the Poison Jab, which reveals to me that he's running the Sheer Force set. So after he hits me with the Poison Jab, I'm going to get the Flame Body Hacks, which is very nice. This means that now he's going to die to Burn. I knew that he was going to go for Mach Punch. This was kind of a ballsy play on my part, just because he could have went for the Poison Jab, predicting me to set up. But I knew that he would think that I would just go for Psychic, try and take him out, but I'm going to go for the Quiver Dance setup, a +1, just so whatever he sends in after I die to Toxic, I can do a lot of damage to. So he is going to bring in Florges. I go for the Fire Blast. Thankfully it hits. It doesn't do that much at all, plus he has the Citrus Berry, so it's like, alright. This thing isn't dying anytime soon, so he's going to go for the Wish, knowing that I'm going to die to Poison, which is fine. Because now I get to bring in my Rhyperior, I do believe. Because my Rhyperior is the only thing that really can take on his team at this point. I went for the Rock Blast. I also went for the Rock Blast just on the off chance he went to Gourgeist, predicting whatever. But he stays in. I go for the Rock Blast and I only get 2 hits, which means unfortunately I'm not going to be able to take him out. I guess at this point he's sacking his Florges, which in my opinion he could have saved for later, because it does check, I do believe, the last 2 Pokemon I have on my team, that being Hawlucha and Gardevoir. He decides to bring in the King. I don't know why he brought in the King. I guess he thought he could take me out with an Earthquake, but because of Solid Rock and Rhyperior's massive defenses, I'm going to be able to take his super effective Earthquake. And after that, I'm going to be able to retaliate with my own super effective Earthquake, and that is going to be a dead Arbok. So Rhyperior goes down as well. Toxic on his Pokemon really took a toll on me, which I guess is good for him. But now it's down to my second last. This is my Gardevoir. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Mega Evolution, just because I do believe it does gain more special defense. He goes for Flamethrower, and it does a lot of damage. Go for the Calm Mind. I thought that I would take less damage, and if he had Fire Blast, then I would have just flat out died on the next turn. But because he has Flamethrower, I'm going to be able to live the second one thanks to the Calm Mind boost, and I'm going to be able to take him out with a Psychic. I didn't really need to Calm Mind, but I didn't think that Flamethrower wouldn't do that much, so I thought I'd be able to set up. But I did forget that he had this Gourgeist, and I actually did forget that I had Shadow Sneak, so none of the setting up really mattered, so it was kind of a waste on my part, but I mean, I was going to die to this thing anyway. So I'm going to bring in Goodra. I figured I can take a Shadow Sneak at this point, because Gourgeist doesn't have that much attack, and it's a weak base power move, and Goodra does have a lot of HP, so I'm going to go for the Fire Blast. I am going to get a crit, and that is going to end the battle right there, but with the damage with Fire Blast, I could have brought in my last, which was Hawlucha, and gone for the Aerial Ace and taken out the Gourgeist. So that was a good game. That was a very, very close battle. 1-0 in my favor. So if you guys did enjoy that video, please give it a like rating, comment, and subscribe. That was my first single battle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As for my opponent, Dean, he said that he was going to start uploading this weekend. So if I do have his channel by then, if you guys are watching this a couple days after it comes out, I should have his link in the description below. He did say that he was going to upload, so I will get his channel in the description. So I really want you guys to go ahead and check him out. He's a really cool guy. And I did say it in my last video that I was going to start uploading more single battles. Now, I do have a very, very, very close, like super close multi-battle against Malvone and Strato. So I'm probably going to be uploading that next. So I will be uploading multi-battles as well. Now, only if they're very, very close. I do want to upload more single battles, but if I do get a very, very close multi-battle, then I won't hesitate to upload them at all. But anyways, I'm rambling too much at the end of this video. So with that, guys, I will see you guys later, alright? Peace!